Dalvin Cook, the lone back. Bradford gives it to him. He loves those inside runs, he says. In recent years under Rich Spielman, Diggs was a 5th-round pick. Cook with plenty of running room. Speaking of a good draft pick, out of bounds with an apparent first down inside the 20.
The offensive line coach has to be pleased with round 1.
8 pass plays of 20-plus. Brett Favre, the last quarterback to do that. This is going to be the rookie record in his debut for a Viking in rushing yards as Dalvin Cook has the big gainer along the near sideline all the way to the 12-yard line. He ran for 33.
Second longest play for the Vikings offense today. And now on first down, it's Cook. That's running room inside the 10 to the end zone. He dives. He's in. Touchdown, Dalvin Cook.
Well, the scouting report on Dalvin Cook says he has great lateral quickness.
20 yards or more this year. Keenum wide open and still on his feet and close to the goal line, but just short is Dalvin Cook.
And Mike Evans is too valuable.
Dump it off to Dalvin Cook. And he steps out of bounds after breaking a tackle. That's a first down up to the 23-yard line.
Mike Smith's use. That's the problem for the Bucs.
Back to the ground with Dalvin Cook. Boy, he just keeps breaking out of tackles. And all the way down to the 10-yard line. They have a big one here next week. The Detroit Lions won their first 2 games. That'll be a first down for Dalvin Cook and maybe more. Across midfield and down to the 45-yard line.
Blitz coming. Cousins just going to dump it off. Wide open is Cook. Room to run inside the 30. They beat. Tough one against Stanford and Bryce Love last night. Stanford came out on top. Here are the Vikings on first down, trying to swing it to Cook. Gets a block, makes a move, makes another man miss, and Dalvin Cook showing you his wares. Still recovering from off-season surgery. So the line not at full strength. Cousins, trouble in his face. It's Cook in stride. Dalvin Cook across the 40. That was a perfect catch and run. Alexander back in the game. He fixed his shoe on the fake. Cousins sees some pressure. He's going to get it to Cook, who's got some room. Cook into Packers territory. Dalvin Cook all the way down near the 30. There was just nobody there.
Dalvin Cook, big running room across midfield. Inside the 30 with a man to beat, and Dalvin Cook is tripped up inside the 10.
They will attack tonight with their star wide receivers.
Quick flip out here to Dalvin Cook. He has some room. First down inside the 10. Touchdown! From the 13-yard line. Cousins fires to the right side. And this is Cook breaking free. Nice run there. Breaking tackles. Picking up a first down out of the 21-yard line.
On first down, here's Cook. A lot of room. And Dalvin Cook.
Well, he's averaging 5 yards a carry here tonight, so pretty good.
Here's a handoff to Cook. And Dalvin Cook with a nice run into Patriots territory. Vikings have the football down by 3, and Dalvin Cook will carry for a first down. No. Here's Dalvin Cook cutting back. And Cook has got a first down and more. Big run and a good block.
Flag is down as Cook catches a seam to go with the season tool was having. Dalvin Cook. He gets to the edge. And a good gainer for Cook.
Changing from the old guard to the new guard.
Going to go with the screen to Cook. And a good set of blockers out in front as Cook makes.
Aí o Kirk Cousins vai ser sacado de novo. Conseguiu escapar da pressão. E aí, já tinha passado a linha de scrimmage, né, quando fez o passe.
Diggs the motion man. Fake it. Cousins, a floater for Cook. He's got room. First down and a zigzag move down the sideline. Cook is hit along the perimeter. Our referee, the veteran Walt Coleman today. Back to the ground. Cook busting to the outside. And Cook hit from behind.
Oh, wieder das Laufspiel, aber da sind auch Lücken in der Defensive bei den Dolphins.
Cook and Ham in the backfield. It's Cook. Turns the corner. Dalvin Cook. Touchdown. Good block from Ham. The Vikings offense is clicking. The mediocre punt from the 45. It's Cook. Dalvin Cook. He runs over Alonzo and a first down. Dalvin Cook has had a big day, 115 yards and a touchdown. You can add to the number here. Oh, beautiful spin move, and Cook takes it to the outside. Oh, what an effort! Dalvin Cook, touchdown, Vikings.
Is a star in this league. Dalvin Cook, can he get going? And there's a first down, churning to the 46-yard line. He's at home to the Texans, and they're trailing by 3 in the third quarter. It's Cook. And he's got a first down inside the 15.
80 jardas em passe, que é a menor marca dele em uma partida como titular. Conexão feita para o Dalvin Cook para o first down.
Besides me, I love the guy.
Put it in the hands of Dalvin Cook. This guy is a bruising, electrifying runner. And man, he just leveled Deion Jones there. We'll be checking in with Dean here momentarily, back from our studios in Los Angeles. 7-0 Minnesota. 8:28 to go. A second down and 10. And this is the third big carry of the game, and this one in the end zone for Dalvin Cook. My, oh my. A whole playbook available here when you pick up 6 on first down where they spot it. Now 2nd and 4, and they're going to stay with a run to Cook. And he's inside the 30, the 25, and steps out of bounds inside the 20. What a start today. 21-0. Dalvin Cook into the end zone. Another touchdown for Cook. His second rushing touchdown of the game, and that'll put him over 100 yards rushing in the game.
But I don't know if they expected to be down this big, this fast. Dalvin Cook, that's what he can do. There he goes. Dalvin Cook, all the way in for a Viking touchdown.
What if he comes right back with it? 2nd down and 17, and here is Dalvin Cook off the left side, and you see the flash of running ability he has. For 7 out of 8 quarters, they played pretty good football, this defensive unit. 3rd down and 18, and here is the screen pass to Dalvin Cook. Cook past the 20-yard line and will be tackled short of the first down, or close to it, and he may have it. Extra effort. I think they're going to get a good spot here. And face mask, 2nd and goal from the 1. And the pitch is to Dalvin Cook. And Cook, 2nd effort. Touchdown. Flag is down as well. But he got over the goal line to Dalvin Cook. 3rd down and 2. Big play. Huge play. Here's Cousins. And he's going to get it to Dalvin Cook. And Cook will get the first down and a few more indeed. At 1:08 remaining. They're on the 8-yard line. And Dalvin Cook straight ahead and brings it out to the 25. Joseph brings him down, but 17 yards for Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook with a burst of speed. What a cut by Cook. Another one. And Cook will wind up with a first down. What a run. They'll see where they spot the ball. Under 3 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Dalvin Cook finds an opening, and Cook gets into Raider territory, runs into a teammate, and finally brought down inside the 40-yard line. A brilliant run by Dalvin Cook.
3 and outs für Cousins. Er ist unter Druck. Er sucht, er findet. Also das war stark gespielt. Improvisationskunst.
3rd and 1. Cook lined up behind Cousins. Can the Vikings get on the board? It's Cook. Cook darts in for the touchdown. So the Vikings offense comes to life here in the 4th quarter, late stages, and now they'll go for 2.
Looks like Kirk Cousins is going to give him to him.
On 2nd and 8, Cousins being rushed, throws a screen out to Dalvin Cook. Couple of blocks, breaks through, inside the 20, still on his feet, and brought down at the 13-yard line.
Luke Falk, I don't think, is going to be up to the challenge.
Cousins, screen pass to Dalvin Cook, slips one tackle, and another. Good run after the catch by Cook. Out of bounds, up close to the 30-yard line. It's a first down for the Vikings.
They feel like they should have more points.
From the 41, pressure, screen pass to Dalvin Cook. Room to run. Got by Bethea. Is brought down by Mayo, but into Giants territory at the 35-yard line. He's a good receiver. Cousins throwing short. Dalvin Cook out of the backfield. Turns the corner, inside the 10, and out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Cook, good haul, and a chance to go a long way. Bethea trying to get up to him and takes him out of bounds inside the 10. A great run by Dalvin Cook to the 9-yard line. On 2nd down, it's Cook again. Big hole, big run by Dalvin Cook.
On the toss, it's Cook. Cook lined up behind the fullback, C.J. Ham. On the toss, it's Cook. He's in. Touchdown.
Handoff, here's Cook. Bounces away. That's what he can do. The power of Dalvin Cook at 5'10". Rudolph went in motion. Dalvin Cook, he's got that speed around the edge. First down.
Did I say that out loud?
Vikings looking for their first lead of the game. And Dalvin Cook is going to provide it right on cue. Touchdown, Minnesota.
It's a great block by Earl.
One of the bright young offensive minds, 37 years of age, Kevin Stefanski. With the late give. Bouncing it outside. Dalvin Cook, look out. He'll take it out of bounds inside the 15.
When they run him on a blitz. There he comes.
Instead, the other way, and it's going to be a first down for Dalvin Cook. And Cook stays on his feet and takes it into the red zone. In his 2 minutes here, the Vikings trying to make it a 2-score game. And it's Dalvin Cook bouncing outside, coming back inside, and he scores. What a run by Dalvin Cook. His 2nd touchdown of the game.
Well, all week long we talked about it.
Cousins trying to set up a screen for Cook. Gets some blocks. And about 2 yards short of a first down.
There by Cousins, but B.C. Johnson, you're right, 7th-round pick. He's a good player.
Here's a screen for Cook. Dalvin Cook. Still going.
Hello.
Looking for a block from Diggs. And we'll see where they mark him. He's out of bounds near the 8. 3rd down and goal. They give it to Cook. And he got there. Touchdown.
And they'll fake it. Cousins comes near side to Cook, who breaks a tackle. So strong. Cook makes a move, too. He's got a first down. Damian Wilson was the guy who was there, but Cook went right through him. On 2nd down, Dalvin Cook. Big hole right side, and the cut by Cook, who's into Chiefs territory.
He's got 12. Cousins to throw it. Sets up a screen to Cook, who's got some room. Dalvin Cook inside the 20, the 10, and he's down near the 6. That was a beautifully set up screen play to Dalvin Cook, and it's 1st and goal.
For this season as the offensive coordinator. 1st and 15. Cousins under pressure, gets it away to Cook. Cook gets away from Lee, and Cook inside the 30. Tough running with a flag down at the 19-yard line.
It's quite a comeback story. It really is.
From the 42-yard line. Rolling and throwing back to Cook. Out of room to roam. Down the sideline. Staying inbounds all the way down to close to the 30-yard line. Dalvin Cook.
That got flipped quickly.
Yes, it did. He made the amends rapidly, and there goes the league's leading rusher behind a C.J. Ham block.
Gary Kubiak saw him out in Colorado. He was a hurdle champ out there and loved him, and they picked him.
Cook, nice move there. Down the sideline he goes before he's forced out of bounds by Woods.
Sets up those bootlegs, too.
Running to the outside, to the left side. There goes Cook. And a gain of 15 yards. And they give it to the main man, and that's Cook, and he takes it in on a 4th and goal on the final play of the 3rd quarter.
Jumping the line, they're making it difficult for the Broncos to make substitutions.
2nd down goal. Cook with a block by Rudolph and into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. 2 yards. Broncos just missed a 43-yard field goal. Here come the Vikings taking over at the 33, 1st and 10. Screen pass. Cook chased by Davis into the secondary. Finally brought down right there in the secondary by Justin Simmons. A catch and run at 21.
Very good looking opening drive for Minnesota, but how will they cap it? Dalvin Cook says that way. 2-yard touchdown Vikings. Then 5 yards from Cousins so far tonight. 2nd down, they set up the screen. Cook with blockers in front, and there he goes as he's out to midfield. Ball came out at the end there. 16 yards, though, they're going to rule him down.
The Lions have the ball deep in Minnesota territory. And a sack, missed the field goal. Now Cook sniffing the end zone. He got there. Dalvin Cook, the NFL's leader with his 13th rushing touchdown of the season.
Cook cuts upfield and takes off down inside the 40. Out of the backfield, it's Cook. Good blocking out in front, and Dalvin Cook sets up 1st and goal as the rookie center Garrett Bradbury was out there leading the way for 19 yards. Here's Cook. Nice cut back for the touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown carry by Dalvin Cook. 2nd and goal. Cook did not get there, and now they say touchdown. The delayed touchdown call.
Now 3rd and goal. Cook is into the end zone. Touchdown Vikings. Following his fullback C.J. Ham.
There's some carnage at the line of scrimmage. And again, I just go back and reference that game a year ago. There was no Dalvin Cook at the end of the season.
All right, Kenny Clark remains out in the middle of that Packer defense as Dalvin Cook goes right to that area and gets a 1st down across the 35-yard line. And that's big, missing Clark up front. Dalvin Cook gets the carry. Cook cuts back and gets 2 for the Vikings. The gap has been narrowed here. And with Green Bay's offense doing what they did, it obviously allowed the Packers defense to ease up a bit, if that's the right term. Cook will head to the end zone for his 2nd touchdown of this game. Cook straight ahead. Gets the 2. So he's 2 for 2 on 2-point conversions, and it's 30.
Well, they've got 3 of them in there now with Ham leading the way again for Cook. And look out. Dalvin Cook inside the 10 down to the 8. Pickup of 17, first and goal for the Vikings. A lot of football. Every
That's
town,
at the NCAA's listening.
every town of about 10,000 has a Division I college football program. Dalvin Cook is ahead and maybe into the end zone. Let's see. He's got it. Touchdown Vikings. Cook remains the setback. He'll take it.
Got it in.
Yeah, a little bit of a push. So you throw in the deuce and it's an 8-point possession.
Cook is back in there and takes the handoff from Cousins. Nice running by Cook. There he goes inside the 20, and he is gone. Touchdown! A 39-yard scamper by Dalvin Cook. Tennessee goes backwards on its drive, and they punt it away. So Minnesota back on offense with Dalvin Cook. Cook trying to get to the outside. He does. Stays on his feet and picks up a first down.
Number 69, Rashad Hall has come in at the right.
They pitch it left to Cook. Can he get to the outside? He can. First down and more. Cook down the sideline, and Cook still going. Beautiful moves. Dalvin Cook out of bounds at the 28. It's Cook. Cook to the outside. Byard trying to chase him down. Dalvin Cook. Big day. Jayon Brown makes the tackle. But another first down run of 13 yards for Dalvin Cook. Handoff Cook. And Cook some nice moves. Forced out by Jayon Brown.
First and goal Vikings. Thielen in motion. Dalvin Cook forward and in for a Viking touchdown. Joe Burrow and Minshew Mania. That's a wild one. Dalvin Cook. He's going to get a first down, and Dalvin Cook pushes his way toward the end zone, and they're going to spot him. Well, are they going to give him credit for the touchdown? It is a touchdown. They're the only team in the NFL this season without a takeaway. Hoping to slow down Dalvin Cook, but they can't. Up the sideline he goes. On a first down, give it a Cook. Dalvin Cook wearing down that Texan defense inside the 5.
From the 8-yard line. Big hole and a touchdown for Dalvin Cook. The Minnesota Vikings go down the field very steadily. Cousins is going to flare it out to the outside and staying inbound and turning it into a nice gain is Cook. His 3rd reception of the game.
Here is Cook. Dalvin Cook races through the middle. He's got a first down. Well, certainly Dalvin Cook and the injury looked good there. He picked up 12 yards. 3rd down and 8. Cousins, pressure up the middle, is going to get it outside to Madison. Good cut up the middle. Look at that, and a great run. It was actually Cook, not Madison. So Dalvin Cook picks up the first down. Cook again, up the middle, big hole. Dalvin Cook is going to score. Touchdown, Minnesota. Second and goal. Cook again, right side, walks in, touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, 13 carries, 74 yards, 2 touchdowns in the first half. As Minnesota goes from the eye, gives it to Cook, breaks a tackle. Dalvin Cook sprinting to the right side. One man to beat, it's Jackson who will force him out of bounds in Green Bay territory. And just like that, Dalvin Cook. Cook is waiting for a signal in for the touchdown. 3rd of the day for Dalvin Cook, and Minnesota takes the lead. With that, it brings up a 3rd and 9. 4-man rush, try to set up a screen. They've got some blocking. Cook taking advantage. First down and more. Dalvin Cook breaking free into the open. Cook all the way. Touchdown. On second down, Cook again. Big hole. Dalvin Cook again going to work and still on his feet up across the 25. My goodness, 16 more yards for Dalvin Cook.
Completing 78% of his passes and, of course, getting it to the weapon Dalvin Cook.
1st and 10, and it's Cook blocked by Ham into the secondary, hit and brought down by Collins as he works his way for 13 and a first down to the 46-yard line. Cook, Ham the block, and a block in there by Dozier, and he is down inside the 1, but shy. Dozier led the way, gain of 4, 2nd and goal coming up for the Vikings. It's 3rd down and 10 for Cousins. He gets a block by O'Neal. Underneath he goes for Cook. Chased on the play, fakes out. Collins gets the first down. What a deceptive move, breaking his ankles and takes it on a catch and run to the 38. A pickup of 16 for Cook. He does it all.
Don't use your timeout. Hustle everybody up like they're doing. Preserve that timeout.
1st and 10, moving up. Oh, he's got Cook and he's got space. Cook getting a block downfield from Thielen, and out of bounds he goes. Running out of bounds with Harris on his tail. Down to the 35, 21, 29 yard catch and run.
Cook gets the ball and has a lot of room to run. Get out of bounds, save that timeout.
2 timeouts, 1st and 10. Cook, great block by Reef, opens the door from behind. Ridden down like a rodeo cowboy on the play by Harris. 1st down and 10 from the 16. First play, second half. It's Cook. The block from Reef, and he breaks a tackle, and he's off to the races and up to the 30-yard line. With the 1st and 10, Cook. Blocked by Rudolph, cuts inside, blocked by Cleveland, and down to the 25-yard line. Boy, that is not a good sign. He didn't practice all week. We've said it a couple times. If you're just joining us late, he was in COVID restriction. Here's the 1st down handoff, and Cook, like a bullet break. Oh, he's gone! There he goes, galloping, chased on the play by Curson Trufant. Give him 6. What a play! 70-yard run. Dalvin Cook. 1st and 10, couple tight ends, pitch out. Cook got by Trufant, finds another gap, and he's over 200 on the day.
From the 49. Here's Dalvin. 1st down yardage. Inside the Chicago 40, pick up a 14 on the play. It's a draw play to Dalvin Cook on 3rd and 20. Got about 14 of them. Roquan Smith. So it is now 3rd and goal. Cook will try again. He's in. Touchdown, Dalvin Cook. His leading 14th of the season. So now the Vikings with their best starting field position of the day. They have all 3 timeouts. The screen to Dalvin Cook has some running room across midfield inside the 40, out of bounds after a big gain into Dallas Cowboys territory. From the 32 on 1st down on the toss, it's Cook. And Cook picks up another 1st down for the Vikings out to the 45-yard line.
Great response by the Cowboys offense to take the lead again.
4th lead change of the game. Here's Cook.
Oh, here we go.
And Dalvin Cook has a 1st down and more. Out of bounds at the 41-yard line. 2nd down and 5. On the delay, it's Dalvin Cook. 1st down and more. Inside the 40 to the Carolina 39-yard line. Cook gaining 14. The Vikings 1st down.
Focusing on the singles and doubles the last few weeks.
Exactly.
Cook gets the edge. 1st down, bouncing inside the 5. And down close to the goal line for Dalvin Cook. Cook gets to the outside and a 1st down inside the 25. Trying to score for a 3rd straight possession. Cook finds room to spin down to the goal line for Dalvin Cook. And he's got another 1st down.
And they are really good down in this area of the field scoring touchdowns.
Cook is the main reason why he is in for the touchdown. 14th on the season for Dalvin Cook.
Then you're not able to lay things quite as easily. You tend to drive it. That's why it sailed on him.
Here's a guy driving it. Right through the heart of the defense. Dalvin Cook got a good block from C.J. Ham yet again and gets 12.
You've got all the arm you need in the NFL.
Delayed handoff, Cook. Another big hole to run through, still going, and he slides down near the 45.
21-yard gain. It's Cook. And Cook is loose. It's a first down inside the 35. Gibson brought him down. After going on fourth and not converting, Cook tears through the Bears and crosses midfield. Trevathan saved him from getting more.
They have a great chance.
The pitch to Cook. Dalvin Cook. He's across midfield and out of bounds around the Bears' 45-yard line. With Cook in the backfield. Dalvin Cook plunging forward. Touchdown Vikings. It took a while, but he worked his way in. Pressure coming. He dumps it off to Cook. And Dalvin Cook has a first and goal inside the 10. Kyle Fuller ran him out.
When it's Kirk Cousins, everybody says, oh, yeah, because that's kind of what he's been labeled with. And fair or unfair, it's kind of the way that it's been for him.
Here is Cook with a nice run, taking it to the outside. And that's 3 plays, 3 first downs as he gets 15. They like the way they played against the Chiefs in Week 15. Here's Cook, first down and more. Dalvin Cook is in for the touchdown. How about that answer by the Vikings?
We'll see if they maintain that consistency in their play calling with the penalties all game long.
Dalvin Cook carries and turns the corner. Cook gets a first down, knocked out of bounds, his best run of the day. Cousins holding the ball too long, not to question the head coach.
Well, if they're holding it, a guy at Kirk's stage of his career, he's holding it because nobody's open. And that's what you need. You just need Dalvin Cook to just say, all right, if you're holding the ball, just give it to me and I'll hold it and I'll run for first downs all day.
The timeout, they have 1 remaining. The pitch, Dalvin Cook is easily into the end zone, and that's a Viking touchdown. He gets his first score of the day.
Played for the Badgers, 11th overall pick. And they'll hand it to Dalvin Cook. Cook just slashing through the Arizona defense. Budda Baker finally with the tackle, but he gained 15. Cook with a hole. Dalvin Cook. Whoa, look at the moves there, and he goes down at the 45. Cook. Oh, my goodness. Cook still running, and boy, he almost popped one loose. But Dalvin Cook has been brilliant in the first half. And so is their offensive line. Cook once again. Dalvin Cook up to the 35. A 12-yard gain. Zip. Nada. They're playing clean. Cook. Dalvin Cook. Boy, what a day he's having. Budda Baker with the tackle. That's a gain of 13 yards.
Now they need to get a drive going and get themselves down here. They don't have a ton of time, but they have all 3 timeouts in the 2-minute warning.
Here goes Dalvin Cook back in the game, and look at him weave for the first down into the secondary.
Here's Cook on 2nd and 7. He picks up a first down and more. Phil Snow will not be happy about that play.
Right, and Phil Snow, the defensive coordinator, has done a really good job.
They start from the 8-yard line, and a big hole for Dalvin Cook, who gains 14 on first down.
The world is their oyster at the receiver position if Conklin can get open.
That's 54 yards on the last 2 plays for this Minnesota offense. And now Cook still going to the goal line and stopped just short.
Good coverage by Dante Jackson. Better throw and catch by Justin Jefferson.
26-yard connection. And now it is Cook inside the 30, finally brought down at the 25-yard line. A touchdown would win the game for Minnesota. A field goal, and Carolina would have an opportunity. Here's Cook inside the 30. Taken down at the 24-yard line. So Dalvin Cook running hard, picks up 16.
Start this drive after the missed field goal from the 33-yard line. Bursting through the middle is Cook. Like a jet behind a Darisaw block, the rookie left tackle, and that's a gain of 15. Comes in his stead. And on first down, this is Cook for a gain of 20 out to the 50-yard line.
Of this West Coast offense that Clint Kubiak operates.
Fake to Jefferson, big hole for Dalvin Cook, and he works out across the 45-yard line. Toss play, Cook, first down and more. There goes Dalvin Cook. Now trying to maneuver around Chuck Clark. Working past Humphreys. Jefferson throws a block all the way down inside the 20. What a run by Dalvin Cook. Cook, good cut. And a good run and a missed tackle and a first down into the red zone.
Cook back in and running back. He'll get the carry, a hole on the left side, and Dalvin Cook corralled with a first down at the 42-yard line. Time for a game break as we check back in with Carissa Thompson.
Oh, and he's trying his hardest to get it there.
2nd and 3. Cousins under some heat. Cook on the screen. Has the first down. Blockers in front. And Cook to the 29-yard line. Kyler Fackrell. Motion from Stocker. On first down, Cook again, driving to the goal line, this time leans across for the touchdown. No question about that one, as Dalvin Cook breaks the plane to add to the Vikings lead.
Give it to Cook, walks in, touchdown, Minnesota. There's Jefferson in the backfield, and he's motioning out. Now it's Cook right up the gut with room and a first down. So now they use Jefferson in another way, just to go off your point, and open up a hole for Cook, and he's got 13 yards. Unbelievable. Give it to Cook. Tries to sprint to the edge. He'll get there. And the Vikings on a third down go to Justin Jefferson. Packers show blitz. They come with it. They get rid of it to Cook. Now one-on-one with Barnes. Breaks free. Cook, first down into Green Bay territory. He's missed a game at that distance. He's also won a game with a 50-yarder against Detroit. Cook says, forget that. I'm going to try and score. First down, first and goal.
Look at their home record.
They've only beaten the Rams as the home team over the last 10, as Dalvin Cook picks up a first down and more across midfield, out of bounds at the San Francisco 45.
21 minutes for the 49ers.
Now Jefferson throws it back across the field. This is Cook, has 3 blockers. Cook inside the 10, forced out of bounds at the 5.
First carry of the night, and a big hole for Cook. Down inside the 45. Got 5 games left to rack up some more. What a hole. What a run. Dalvin Cook, his second big one of the night. To the 31-yard line as he goes for 30 yards. Thanks, Zim.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tips.
Yeah.
Here's Cook, one of those guys mentioned, to the 20. 16 yards for Dalvin Cook.
It doesn't matter. He's going to be on one-on-one on the safety or the corner one way or another if it's man.
I mean, this defense hasn't shown up yet for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
But now the Vikings, they seem to solve this running attack that has struggled over the last month, but then everybody has when they face the Steelers.
Here's Cook, bouncing it, end zone. What a start. Touchdown, Vikings. 3rd down and 1. Cook, right side, cuts for the touchdown.
That just was not a very good play on his part, and the frustration continues for Roethlisberger.
And this defense, as Cook just slices right through it. 14 more yards for Dalvin Cook. Cameron Sutton across from him. On 3rd down and 9. Cousins, pass caught. What a game for Dalvin Cook.
When you look at those numbers, 3rd and 1, Cook looking for the first down. He has it, and Moore turns it up. Dalvin Cook, and he'll get out of bounds. And right when we start to give a little love to the Bears defense, got man coverage again, Gus. Cook stretches it out. Cook! Look at him go! Dalvin Cook down inside the Bears 20. Deion Bush makes a tackle, 1st down, Vikings.
Cook, right side, good hole, and runs into Walker again, but not before Dalvin Cook pushes the pile for 12 yards.
Keep this game alive.
Now Vikings with a chance to salt it away. Cook looking to do just that. Breaking tackles, Dalvin Cook with a 1st down. He missed all of last year with a torn meniscus. Happy to have him back and healthy. Now Cook, bouncing to the outside, he gets the edge. And it's going to be 1st and goal, Minnesota. Detroit 2 timeouts, Vikings 1, should they need it. Cook bounces it outside. He's got the edge, and he's in. Touchdown, Vikings. The bat here, down double digits again. 2nd down and 6. There's Cook. And Cook with another 1st down run. Well, that has been their bread and butter. Cook is now getting up towards 100 yards on the day.
Nothing wrong with the run to start this drive. That's what they'll do with Dalvin Cook, who will bounce it to the edge. And Cook, with a good run, turns it back in and then gets the 1st down before going out of bounds. That is a nifty. He's lined up against Kindle Vildor on the near side. Right to Cook, walks in, now it's a touchdown, and the excellent drive is capped off by 6. '11th play of this Minnesota drive is a Dalvin Cook walk-in touchdown. No tight ends here, 4 receivers. Using Smith as one of them. Backwards pass to Jefferson. Throwback for Dalvin Cook with blockers in front. And a 1st down. It is 1st and goal for Minnesota.
Minnesota, they've got 3 guys right now willing to do the dirty work from the wide receiver position. Good things are going to happen to you.
Toss play for Cook. And Dalvin Cook just showed off something that you've been raving about watching him on film.
They have really found a rhythm here defensively and offensively and made special teams plays to get them going in these drives.
There's Dalvin Cook, good hole, and Eddie Jackson finally rips him down, 4-on-4. Cousins just changed the play, brought Smith in. And a give to Cook. A nice burst through the hole, and Dalvin Cook with maneuvering picks up a 1st down to the 25-yard line.
Here's Cook. Dalvin Cook picks up a 1st down, still going inside the 30. Cook inside the 10, the 5, touchdown. 53 yards in his return home.
The pitch, Dalvin Cook. Oh, there's a whole lot of room for him to run. Inside the 40 of Arizona. Who's practicing rushing against you? Dalvin Cook. And he is good for a 1st down all the way up across the 35-yard line. Dalvin Cook in the backfield. He gets the football, and Dalvin Cook is into the end zone for a Viking touchdown.
Pull out my Rock Hoover on you.
Thielen in motion. Dalvin Cook the football. And working his way all the way inside the 15-yard line. Osborne, bottom of your screen. Cousins for the other way. And in the end zone, Dalvin Cook hauls it in for a Viking touchdown. His first touchdown catch of this season.
7-1, trying to win a 7th in a row today. Here's Dalvin Cook on first down, and Cook's got room. Dalvin Cook takes off down the sideline. There he goes. The big play they desperately needed. Dalvin Cook with a 71.
First down to Cook. He broke one last week. Oh, and the flag was thrown in the middle of the field. Yeah, he had an 81-yard gallop last week, the longest run in the NFL this season.
Second down and 10. Cousins is 0 for 3 so far in the early going. They're going to run it. There's a hole. Dalvin Cook shifting to another gear. Cook is dropped at the 46-yard line. So the group text.
Because I was getting ready to say, Gene's talking only to you.
First and goal. Handoff. Cook. Stutter step. He's in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook had just one rushing touchdown in his last 4 games, and he hits pay dirt here in the early stages of the second quarter.
2 tight ends and a fullback. On the toss, here's Dalvin Cook into the end zone for a Vikings touchdown.
On that last drive leading to the block punt, they'll put Jefferson in motion. We'll see that a lot. And pitch it to Dalvin Cook on the outside. Good blocking. Look out for Dalvin Cook. Turn on the burners, young man, as he's tripped up at the 35. Massive gain. Rodney McLeod gets to him on the shoestring tackle. You're going to start on the ground. Big hole. Dalvin Cook still going. And Cook is down across the 40. That's what this offense needs. Rodney McLeod catches up to him, but not before he gains 19. So 2:28 on the clock. No timeouts remaining. They're going to set up the screen with Dalvin Cook and let him chew up the yards. Dalvin Cook! There he goes! Dalvin Cook is going to be caught up with blockers inside the 5. Touchdown! 64 yards!
The NFC Offensive Player of the Week will hand it off for Dalvin Cook, who was so good in that second half. He takes it out to the 49-yard line. It's a 19-yard Dalvin Cook run.
Hasn't missed a game because of injury since 2015. He did miss the game here last year because of COVID. Here he is setting up a screen to Cook. Cook's got a first down, and that was a good call to inside the 30.
Here's Cook. Cook up the middle. Another first down. Second down and 1. Here's Cook. And Cook takes it inside the 15. Second down and 9. Here's Cook again. Another Jets first down. Out to the 39-yard line. Gain of 13.
There's a lot going on, and a lot of it's good for the Baltimore Ravens in the 2023 season. Here's a carry. That's Cook. Dalvin Cook. Welcome to Baltimore.